We're done with week 4, at least for NET-203. We talked about the assessment. You need to reflect on the answers. You have to think about time on task. Whether it's studying the curriculum, when you're doing the work, planning ahead, etc., etc. And then when you're studying, we need to figure out how to focus in class and also while you're studying. Don't be multitasking. Use your time well. And then some of you need to get more sleep, probably. This is crucial in learning, and also taking care of your health. If you got a lot of health issue things you're doing, if you're, maybe you can't just stop, but if you're vaping and not sleeping, not eating a good diet, doing other things that are detrimental to your health, it's going to affect your learning. So, in terms of the assessment then, it's important you go back, reflect on the questions you missed, and then you need to contact me if you don't understand why you got something wrong. Then today we looked at some more design things. We talked about different media, and then a lab on Wi-Fi. Let's take a look. We took a look at, started with a PC. We have a cable coming from the PC going to the little jack on the desk, those little boxes on the desk. They then run the wire up to a patch panel. From the patch panel there is a cable that goes over to the switch. So 4 meters or less, 90 meters or less, 6 meters or less up here for the patch cables. Then from the switch there's a cable that goes up to a patch panel, and then there's a vertical run to a patch panel in another wiring closet. Okay, so we went from the classroom, now we're in 228, a wiring closet. In there's a patch cable that goes to the multi-layered switch, a Cisco 3560. Then it actually has a cable going across to, it's in the back, actually it's in MH216 in the back, and then from there's a couple cables that go over to MH240, the servers. So like when you're logging in, you literally go to the servers, you get authenticated, and that information comes back. If you're leaving campus, that sounds funny, you go to the firewall, there is a cable literally connected from the multi-layered switch to the firewall. And then the firewall, there is a cable that connects and takes you down to 216. So the firewall, to be more accurate there, connects into a patch panel, and that patch panel runs down to 216. In fact, I do have it right here. We have a patch cable here to the patch panel, and then there's 6 lines, or 5 lines that run down to 216. So the firewall goes on one of those, the multi-layer switch goes on another. That's an ASA 5520. There's the firewall there. So here we're looking at a physical topology of the network, at least as best as we can see it. So if we were to take a look, we have let me see here, yeah, all of this is in an IDF, and then all of this is in an IDF, and then this is together, and the fiber then gets us out to the college. So this would be like the MDF here, and then, yeah, you could we're a little illegal here. We got 3 IDFs, sort of in a chain. What you should have, you have your MDF, your main distribution facility. You have your point of presence, ICN. We have fiber coming here, and then from here we distribute that out. We have an IDF, and then distribute that out to other IDFs. So in this diagram, we could think of these as being vertical cables connecting this, and then you might think of, out of this IDF, there might be a switch that we distribute out to other switches or workstations in the area, for example in the classroom. So these would be horizontal runs, these would be vertical runs. And then we did some work. We connected to an access point connected to the main campus, which goes up and goes to the ICN. Let's look at that. So we did some work. We connected to the access point, connected to PCs. We talked about our phones being connected and some key issues with that. That's half duplex. So as you get more and more people connected, it appears to slow down. Well, at any one incident, it's still fast. It's just as everybody's taking turns. You have to identify with the access point and then communicate with it. Then it okays and you send the data, and then it sends, verification back. Okay? So that's important to understand, Wi-Fi 802.11. Also, we talked about these access points and where the antenna, the coverage area, and how you might need to put them on different channels, like channel 1, channel 6, channel 11. And so you can organize that so as you add access points for coverage, you can adjust the channels so they're not crossing over. So that's our wireless. We talked about fiber, multi-mode, single-mode fiber. We mentioned a little bit of coaxial cable and Cat6 unshielded twisted pair. So in the curriculum, they go through these specifics that you need to know at this point. We also today, we looked at, did a walk around, if you want to call it that. People walked around and looked at some different types of wire and the connections and wiring closets and so forth. Alright, that is it for today. Oh, looking ahead, I should mention this, looking ahead. Now, should be working on Module 5, number systems. So that's base 10 decimal, base 2 binary, and base 16 hexadecimal. So we'll work on that on Monday, and Monday we'll also have a follow-up on the physical medium. Some questions on that. So that is it.